I think that's one of his strengths. I think he seems to feel pretty good. But, yeah. Okay. Sure, Shine's got his opinion. That's fine. No, I think he seems to feel pretty well.
Yeah, just do what we do. We don't pay any attention to Shime's opinions either, Bill.
I talk to a wall here.
You and I are on the same page when it comes to that.
Late night. WEEI, it's KJ. Thank you so much for hanging out. 617-779-7937. Text line 37937. Oh, get a spine, boys, there in the Greg Hill Show. Those guys sounded like Mac Jones, how he looks in the pocket asking Bill, like, Shime says. That's great. Shime says. And then Bill, all he says, well, what Shime thinks. And they're like, oh! But it was a very good question. Does Mac Jones have a problem seeing the field? Which is the larger scale question. Is Mac Jones broken? Now, here's just follow the logic. When you start to make a lot of excuses for someone's poor output, they start to crack. It's like Humpty Dumpty on the wall, right? If you think that Humpty Dumpty didn't have any cracks before he fell off the wall, listen to the story. Humpty Dumpty did a lot of things, a lot of moving around. By the time he fell off of the wall, the crack breaking was the last thing. But Mac is not broken. Mac is just mediocre. Can you come to that understanding yet? See, because when you're average, no one really ever uses the word above average. And there's nothing been above average about Mac Jones since college. So I was like, okay, if people are saying that Mac is broken, where was he not broken? Where did he have no cracks in the shell? Where was the confidence? And I said, I have to go back to Alabama the 1 year he played. And my God, you would think this guy is about to set the world on fire. Listen to some of the passing yards in his games. This is Mac Jones we're talking about. 303, 435, 417, 3 straight games. 291, 283, 302, 385, 227, 418, 297, and 464 in a national championship game. Does that sound broken to you? No. It's just the environment did make him seem mediocre. Alabama, at best, was giving up 200 yards a game to their opponents. Total. So when you're throwing for all those things, you know that you can see the field, throw the ball extensively. But once Mac gets to the pros, 281, 186, there's a 229 in there, there's a 307, 217, 139, 19, 227, 213, 13. 194 and 190 and 147 the last 2 games. The last 3 games, 13, 194, 147. Mediocrity. It's just what it has to come down to. That's what the conversation has to be. That maybe Mac Jones is never really going to be above average. Remember last year, the Pro Bowl, it was a replacement. It wasn't a vote-in. But we'll go with the narrative. He was a Pro Bowler last year. Then there's the narrative. He led the team last year to the playoffs. He did a lot of things in December. He's not broken. He's average. And that's okay. If that's what you want it to be. See, Humpty Dumpty, his blessing was that the sidewalk and the wall were not hot. Because Humpty Dumpty would have been a fried egg. Mac Jones is not a fried egg. He's just cracked on the wall, but he's not broken. He's average.